last players very effectively. They've created awkward situations for them, and here we see Brewster get onto it. Knowing the way that he can strike the ball, he'll be very disappointed with that finishing effort.
And Ivan Gola certainly displayed his displeasure when Brewster shot that over. Clearly believed he had exactly the right man in the right place for that opportunity. Here's Stuart McCall. Goff breaks in the back for the first time in the match. He's got lots of space. Over to the far side is Mikhailichenko. Petric laying that down to McInally. Tackle was made by Haitley. The throw to United. But that sort of breaking play from Goff could make a difference, because the organisation of United is very effective indeed, but with one of the two big central defenders breaking, it makes an extra man in that area. Reminds people like Brewster and Daly they may have some backtracking work to do. There's David Robertson whipping in the cross towards McCoist. Malpass inevitably is there again. McPherson going for the long ball towards Haitley. Welsh did well again. Well, Brian Welsh having another fine match, and that marking role on Haitley, perhaps the least enviable task in Scottish football at the moment. Well, Van de Kamp showing his discomfort there too. Well, Brian Welsh contributed so much to getting his team here, and then has the task of coping with Mark Haitley in the final. Well, there may be more work for Welsh here, marking Haitley for this long throw from Robertson. He's won it again. Out there to Ferguson. There's Mikhailichenko breaking wide and clear in the end, with the linesman's flag staying down to the annoyance of the United players. Well, perhaps the best opening so far falling to Mikhailichenko.
It's a header out by Brian Welsh, but there, yeah, that's that area it's important not to lose, but certainly looked to me as though Mikhailichenko might have been in offside position, but all credit to the goalkeeper for getting down the smaller net.
United scrambling the ball away, allowing Daly to take this for a run. That's a good change of pace. Very quick indeed, runs very well with the ball at his feet. Combination of Ferguson and McCall halting his progress. Hanna did well on Ferguson. That's Brewster. Daly again. Throw goes to United, and Neil Murray almost getting himself into trouble there. Looked as though they were going to kick the ball towards the referee, then realised the kind of trouble that would have given him. Here's Daly again, using Cleland as a decoy that time. Malpass strongly in on McCoy. That's Bowman. And now Petric. There's David Robertson. 5 minutes left in the first half, or 4.5 minutes. United and Rangers all square, but Brewster trying to change that, coming forward, taking on McPherson. And a brilliant save from Maxwell. Well, that's the kind of form that Craig Brewster's been showing all season. They could so easily have given United the lead, but for the heroics of Maxwell.
This is what he's done particularly well. He's drifted just away from his marker, but he's good at coming at that, steps across him and strikes a good shot. But all credit to Ali Maxwell, makes a good save at a very important time.
Walsh winning that. Maxwell under pressure, and the whistle goes for the challenge inside the area by Bowman on McCoist. Well, Davy Bowman has been outstanding again for United too, as Welsh plays that in. Bowman piling in here on top of McCoist.
Well, it's a competitive game, Jock, isn't it? It's a cup final, they want to win, and really in the middle of the pitch that might not have been a foul.
Bowman with Ferguson. Neil Murray holding off Daly. This time United allowing Maxwell a little bit of time on the ball. Well, the way things have been going in the first half, surprising they've allowed him so much time. Malpass with a header. Goff playing it to Robertson. Malpass quickly to McCoist again. That's Mikhalichenko to McCall. Robertson racing forward on the left. And there's no infringement there. Referee Hope could scarcely have been better positioned. Didn't appreciate that dive, McInally, by Robertson.
Yeah, once again the referee's got it exactly right, but I think Jim McInally's expression on his face said it all, didn't it?
Great competitor, Jim McInally. Really enjoying himself. The referee, Douglas Hope, having a fine match in his last appointment before retirement. Hateley stopped brilliantly there by Welsh. Welsh again. This is Brewster. We're into the final minute of the first half. The first half which has passed very swiftly indeed. McPherson's clearance. Malpass, I think, hoped to be able to head that back to his goalkeeper. Petric calmly out to Malpass. Malpass again. Bowman comes short. Mikhalichenko did well there. He can't reach that. A sliced pass by McCall. Well, looks to be old school at half-time, Billy. Fair reflection?
Well, I think United might, well, look at the couple of chances that they created. They certainly created the clearer chances than Rangers. They might regret not having taken one of them. But certainly it's been a very entertaining game, and I think there's a lot more excitement to come.
Here's Jim McInally. Laying it long, looking for McLaren. A throw to Rangers. David Robertson takes it. That's Billy Bowman's clearing header. Now McCall showing his typical grit and determination. Well shot well again with Hateley. Jury has Murray breaking on the right. He has some space here. Daly tries to get back. The clearance again came from Malpass. Managed to avoid a corner too, playing it straight back where it came from. It's a throw to Rangers. Jury offers a long throw option on the right, just as Robertson does on the left. Ready to stop his time in the first half. Came off Bellett's head. Petric fouled by McPherson. Free kick to United. Well, Dave McPherson clearly fancies his chances inside the area in the air. He's had a couple of very good attempts so far. Petric, essence of coolness in the heart of that United defence. We've had a little bit of injury time in the first half. That's why the game continues. Cleland with a throw. Here's Brewster. And Alec Cleland collects the ball for the referee. It's half-time. An excellent 10 in Scottish Cup final. Jim McInally, a hero for United, clearing a Dave McPherson header off the line. And then Craig Brewster coming very close towards half-time with that searing drive, brilliantly parried by Ali Maxwell. It really has been a terrific first half, and United have really promised and delivered.
Certainly they've made this a very exciting game, and really they have perhaps set Rangers more problems than Rangers have set them. I had anticipated that they would have been happy frustrating Rangers early on, but they weren't. They created the chances, they made life awkward for Rangers, and really it was Rangers hitting them on the counter-attack.
So that's the position here at half-time. Lots more drama to come without question, but at half-time it's Rangers 0, Dundee United 0.
So no complaints at all here at Hampden. 38,000 enthralled by the first 45 minutes. It really has been a marvellous first half. Let's get the reaction of Eamon Bannon and Terry Butcher. Eamon, you were saying that you felt that United might not play the counter-attacking game, and you're right, they're going for it.
I mean, all credit to United. It's been a great game, it really has, from a neutral supporter. It's been end-to-end stuff. There's been goalmouth incidents at one end and immediately goalmouth incidents at the other. I would think that United have taken more out of this half than Rangers have. Obviously losing Gary Stevens was a bit of a blow to them. They had to shuffle about a bit. But it's been a great entertaining game, fabulous stuff.
What about your attitude to it, Terry? A little bit worried perhaps at how rattled Rangers have been at times?
I think Rangers were taken by surprise really by the way Dundee United attacked them right from the word go, with the two wide men looking very, very dangerous. Brewster's come off Richard Gough and David McPherson very well, held it up, and the midfield men have got through. I mean, they're looking a fabulous team, Dundee United. Really have took the game to Rangers. I mean, they really have carved the Rangers back four up on several occasions.
Let's take a look at one or two of the incidents from the first half then. In fact, we very nearly had a goal. And the half-time score could have been 3-2 quite easily, but we had a very nearly goal very early on. Great header off the line, Eamon.
It was, yeah. Big Davy McPherson gets up well. Over the top of Cleland, and there's Jimmy McAnally on the line. Good save.
Yeah, but you've got to give McPherson credit as well, Terry, obviously, haven't you?
That was a good diamond header on target, forced the header off the line. In fact, a very good header off the line. If that was me, I probably would have got my head down that far. So he did very well, Jim McNally, yes.
A lot of incident at the other end. Now, United will feel certain that they might have had a penalty, in fact. Let's take a look at this. A very serious penalty claimed by United. Billy McNeil certainly didn't think it was. What do we think?
It was a good break from that header cleared off the line. And I'd like to see that one a little bit closer. It looked very much like a penalty to me. I mean, Eamon was definitely sure it was a penalty, but...
Here it is again, Eamon.
Alex Wyland lets the ball run across him here. This is where I thought, yeah, just stops him kicking the ball. That to me is a penalty. And I was at the other end of the park and I thought it was a penalty. Honestly, seeing it close up, he was definitely impeded in striking the ball.
So,
penalty there wasn't given
for United. Mark Hateley has been very well looked after by Brian Welsh, Terry. As a central defender yourself, you'd obviously appreciate the job Welsh is doing.
Well, it all depends how much service you get from the back. I think Dundee United done the homework well. Cramped Rangers full-back style, really. Gary Stevens going off was a blow to Rangers. But, you know, if the service isn't very good to the front men, there's nothing he can do. But Welsh has done magnificent. I think the whole back four, or the back three of Dundee United have been organised, they've been powerful. Maurice Malpas is playing very well. You know, they look quite solid.
Hateley free kick, which he took very nicely indeed, and in fact just cleared the bar. In fact, very little in this one. Here it is. Unusual for Mark Hateley to take the free kicks, but he bent that one nicely, Eamon.
It was very close, and you can tell by his reaction that he thought that was actually going in. Drifted maybe just a couple of inches past the post. The goalkeeper never moved.
Here it is another time.
Perfect judgment by the goalkeeper, I think. He had his angles all right there.
Now, Craig Brewster at the other end has been a constant thorn in Rangers' flesh, Eamon, hasn't he?
He's had 2 or 3 good chances, and he'd be disappointed he's never even hit the target with a couple of them. Incidents like that, where the ball's coming over the top of Richard Gough. Richard Gough's lost it, and he just hopes to direct his header on target and gets underneath it.
Yeah, Richard just gets underneath it there, doesn't he? Allows Craig Brewster to come over the top. I think Craig is probably surprised by how much space he really had to hit it. And he'll be disappointed with that.
Yes.
It looked like one of my headers, to be honest.
He looks a very real threat though, Brewster. He's big and strong, and he's good in the air, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he holds the ball up well, but he's, apart from being you know, strong and with a good touch, he's got a good brain as well, and he comes off the centre halves well, and you know, he's able to link the play, and he balls out of defence. I mean, funny enough, Dundee United have looked dangerous on the break when Rangers have attacked, so you know, he's done very, very well for them.
Christian Daly, again, causing a lot of problems for the Rangers back four.
His pace is causing lots of problems. Initially he was keeping Robertson in check at left back, but he's now moved over to the left-hand side, obviously to try and exploit Murray, who's at right back, and there's no doubt about it, he's got the pace of the two of them. He gets behind the Rangers defence. This is where Gary Stevens gets injured. Looks like he'll get injured by Richard Gough.
It's a quality ball right across the area. Ali Maxwell did ever so well, spreads himself well there. But funnily enough, there was a man on the far post. I think if the cross had been delayed just a little bit longer, then there was a man free on the far post for a simple tap-in. So, you know, once again, Rangers trying to press up. Dundee United got behind them and could have scored.
Maurice Malpas has been man-marking Ali McCoy, and has done a pretty good job on him. Ali's been pretty quiet so far, hasn't he?
He has. I mean, once again, you know, it all depends on what the service you get to the front men, and you know, Ali's been very well checked by Maurice Malpas. It's a good ball into the box here. Ali decides it at first time, and a very good block tackle.
Yeah, Mikhailichenko read that well, and he played the ball in for McCoy, but Malpas was with him all the way, obviously.
Yep, he's done well.
This is a Mikhailichenko chance.
Yeah, that was a real chance actually, wasn't it?
Just needed a touch on the ball, and I think he was actually surprised it came through to him.
He's probably thought he was offside there. I think if he'd had bigger studs on, like a famous Rangers player of the past, he might have been able to stud it over the line or whatever.
Absolutely. One last incident to see, I think, and that was Craig Brewster, a great run and powerful shot towards the end of the half even. And I think we can see that now. Rangers defence really quite rattled at this point, in fact, and Craig Brewster's powerful running was obviously causing some problems for them. Is he the most likely man to score, would you say?
I would say so. Yeah, I mean he has scored 19-20 goals this season, and I said that before the match started. He is the main goal threat. He's getting great service from McLaren and Christian Daly. They're definitely getting down the wings. They're sending in an early cross. This is Brewster. He's always looking to go into his left foot, which is a foot he obviously favours. Big Dave McPherson. I'm surprised they actually let him come into his left foot like this. Came inside it. It was a great save from Maxwell.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ali Maxwell's been obviously the busier of the two keepers, but he does make a good save. It comes on his left foot and hits it, and you can see that one was definitely flying in the corner. So he's done very well, Ali Maxwell. You know, he's kept Rangers in the game.
Yes, he's taken a little bit of criticism unfairly, I always think, because Andy Gorham clearly is still the #1 choice, both for Rangers and Scotland. But as you say, Ali Maxwell today has perhaps stood between Rangers and being a couple of goals down.
Well, the thing about Dundee United today is that they're really, really positive. I mean, we've talked about it all the week, and you think, well, come the day, will they deliver the goods? And they have done that, and they've tested everybody out, especially Ali Maxwell, and he's risen to the occasion well.
Just before we go back out, just from slightly worrying from the United point of view, Eamon, they've maybe dominated, but they haven't scored.
That's right. I mean, they've obviously would have loved to have scored, but they must take great confidence from that performance. And you would certainly like to come out there thinking that, well, this Rangers team looks vulnerable. Let's go and get a goal.
All right, well, the way it's been going, somebody surely will get a goal. Marvellous cup final today. Let's go out and enjoy the second 45, rejoining Billy McNeil and Jock Brown.
Thank you, Dougie. Yes, indeed, a marvellous cup final so far, and Dundee United on the pitch already with no changes in their lineup, and that's no surprise at all in view of their performance in the opening 45 minutes. Rangers making no further change, having brought on Alexei Mikhailichenko to replace Gary Stevens through injury in the first half. There's Mikhailichenko, big occasion player, and all with a threat. Craig Brewster, so determined, looked very impressive for spells in that first half, and a couple of decent chances which he'll be a little bit disappointed about. But now, the second half about to unfold. Referee Douglas Hope checks his watch. And Rangers get it away, and it will be fascinating to see what kind of alterations may have been made tactically by either side. The managers, Walter Smith and Ivan Golats, would have had a lot of work to do at half-time. From the Dundee United point of view, though, I suspect it would have been a question of looking for more of the same. There goes Daly, and Maxwell coming to the edge of the area. Daly's pace is undoubtedly a major threat. He's back on the right where he started the match, playing against David Robertson. Maxwell realising the danger coming out. It's back now with Jim McInally, who's continuing at right back. Long range effort there by David Hanna. Plenty of pace in the header. Young player signed from Hamilton Thistle, the nursery, which also provided Billy McKinlay.
He's done well. He's got himself in the edge of the box, but that kind of header's not really going to trouble a goalkeeper of Maxwell's quality.
The Rangers supporters trying to give some vocal assistance to their favourites. The start of the second half. Brewster judging that well, getting it ahead of Goff. Here's Neil Murray. Put under pressure by McLaren. That'll be a throw to Rangers. Well, the bubbly character, full of confidence, and very good close control. Haitley's layoff. Here goes McCoy's. Cut off swiftly by Bowman. It's 8 years to the day since Jim McInally and Dave Bowman signed. And a chance for Christian Daly. Has he scored? Brewster has! United in a hand! was driven against Daly by Maxwell. He couldn't recover. Daly hit the ball off the post. The supporting player was Brewster, and Dundee United are in front.
David Firth just a little bit careless with the pass back, and you see it, Maxwell hits it off him. Unlucky not to collect the ball, but all credit to Christian Daly. Gets here, she's against, and I think I could have scored from there.
Well, the score line changes. Craig Brewster, the man most likely always for Dundee United, puts them ahead. There's goal on Petric. Now Daly taking his eye off the ball. Karachenko finds Robertson. Slice clearance there, but the offside flag was up against McCoist. Well, that goal again. Back with Maxwell. He's never been happy with the ball in that position. He couldn't gather it again when he had a second chance. Daly did well to keep that across the goal. And the first player to react was Brewster. Well, the feeling was, Billy, that the first goal in this final would be absolutely crucial. And United have got it.
Well, the old United under Jim McLean, certainly if they got the first goal, then life was very distinctly uncomfortable. But this side has played well. They played well enough to deserve to be in the lead, and I don't think the Rangers can grudge them that. But a little bit of carelessness between Dave McPherson and Ali Maxwell. Perhaps a bit unlucky, but all credit to United, and I think they really deserve at this stage to be in the lead.
Well, Rangers can be depended upon to come back in determined fashion. Jury goes down there under pressure from Cleland, who wanted a free kick. Referee Hope was not interested. Well, United supporters in full voice now. But they've been ahead in finals before here at Hampden. They've had the game snatched away. Just under pressure. Here's Stuart McCall playing it forward. That's gone for the goal kick, but United have had the lead against Celtic a couple of times in cup finals and been caught in the late stages. 1985 and 1988. And Stuart McCall's energy and dynamic approach in midfield will be essential now. Well, it's a splendid setting for a final. Well, turned away there. The throw by Malpass. There's no indication from the bench, from the United bench at any rate, that any change is appropriate, but Walter Smith is clearly anxious about the way the game is running. Came off McPherson, away by Daly. Brewster trying to turn away from two markers. Good play by Hannah, determined in midfield. Surging forward, good play by the youngster, who wants the ball back from McLaren. Flashing there with Goff and winning a corner kick, and that was terrific play by young David Hannah. Ivan Golat tinkering there with Gordon Wallace at number 2 behind him. David Neary also there. Wow, he really has become better and better as the game has gone on, Hannah. Corner by McLaren. Hakely back defending, that's Jim McInally. Well, a reasonable chance. Taking the ball in the drop with Hakely closing him down, though. He would have been conscious of that.
Yeah, I think United will face a torrid assault by Rangers in the latter parts of the game, but what Rangers have got to find is really a little bit of guile to unlock the United at the back, because really they haven't succeeded in getting in behind them, and that is something I think they're going to have to look for, such as Mikhailichenko, to start putting passes in that are going to trouble United, because up till now Petric has simply strolled at the back and controlled the game.
Richard Goff with the free kick. Welsh comes to meet it. One of a number of heroes in United colours this afternoon. Swept wide for Cleland. McLaren is away from Murray. Fine play by the youngster on the flank. Support arriving in the middle. And Maxwell forced to turn that away from the top corner. It wasn't the best of crosses by McLaren, having slipped his man brilliantly in the first instance.
It's a nice bit of skill on the halfway line there, and he takes it. It's one thing in his mind, he wants to get in there, put in a good cross. I don't think this is what really had in mind, but he almost caught Alan Maxwell advancing off his line.
Barron's corner. Neither Haitley nor Welsh could get to that. That's Stuart McCall. Breaks for Jury. And hustled there by Welsh. Now McInally. Clearance by Murray reaches Cleland. Over on the far side is McLaren, who clearly fancies his chances on that flank against Murray. Couldn't make headway that time. Welsh again, winning that little joust with Haitley. And it's hard to recall Haitley being played any better than this at any time in the season, Billy.
Well, certainly we haven't seen an awful lot from him, but you know, he's got some symptoms as far as I'm concerned, because really with his ability, the Rangers have got to try and get in behind defence and put crosses in front of the goals that he can go and meet. But certainly Brian Welsh has really worked him very hard, staying very close to him, but you know, with a player of Haitley's quality, you're always aware of the fact that the game isn't finished yet, and you've got to be very, very conscientious that you don't make any mistake between now and the end.
Goff scooping the ball forward. Malpass beats McCoist in the air, but this is Mikhalichenko. Robertson sprinting forward. One reason why Christian Daly's out there is to match these runs. That came off Welsh. Well, it's clearly a consideration before the match. Davy Dodds, the Rangers coach, out there in the track. Andrew Waddle, the fourth official, waving him back. Davy Dodds, like Archie Knox, Billy Kirkwood and Walter Smith on the Rangers coaching staff, have been in losing United sides in finals. Archie Knox and Walter Smith together in 1974, a match in which Celtic won by 3-0. Here's Stuart McCall. That's good play to the byline. Mikhalichenko! And saved by Van de Kamp. The save of the match so far, without question, denying Alexei Mikhalichenko. Superb play by McCall.
It's one of the few occasions that Rangers have got to that byline. There's Mikhalichenko, hits the ball so well, and but what a save from Van de Kamp.
Well, how vital that might be before the end. Here's Jury driving in low this time. Bowman makes the clearance. United looking for relief now, finding Brewster up front. Now Cleland. Daly calls to the ball on the right. Goff read that well to come across. Robertson preferred not to use the pass back. Murray had no qualms though. Maxwell in his weaker foot, the left. McInally's header. That's Daly. Miscue there by Daly. Made it easy for Ali Maxwell. So the save by Van de Kamp, to be seen from behind the goal, was Mikhalichenko, who struck this superbly. It really was a remarkable save. Played back there by Murray, under pressure from McLaren. It's a free kick.
Yeah, it's just a tussle for the ball. The referee, I thought he might have allowed Rangers advantage there, but
free kick played in. Van de Kamp, full of confidence now, comes to collect. Well, I made reference to that 1974 final, and I think there was a certain centre half in the winning side sitting close by.
yeah, those were the days. Wish it was tomorrow.
That's Jury, robbed by Cleland. So, Rangers 0, Dundee United 1. Close to half to the hour mark. The scorer was Craig Brewster in 47 minutes. Here comes McPherson. Forced to go back, using Murray and Ferguson. That's a good pass. Here's McPherson in space. This is a good cross. Malpass at full stretch. Well, some very hopeful appeals from the Rangers supporters for handball there, but never going to impress referee Hope. The throw to United. Well, the man of the match competition will be very hotly contested. A number of candidates out there. At this stage, in fairness, I think more of them wearing tangerine. Here's Gordon Jury. That's good play. Space in the left now for Mikhailchenko. This is promising for Rangers. Well, his teammates aren't pleased with him. Inside he had Jury, McCoy, Haitley and Ferguson. He really had to play that across the front of the goal.
Yeah, he gets himself in good position, but if he's going to elect to have a shot, he's got to get across the face of the goal with it. He might get a deflection, but again, it's good play from Rangers. And you see Haitley peeling off just a little bit at the back. Perhaps that might be the right thing to do.
Goff's commanding header. Returned by Cleland. Here's space for McPherson. Well, the little problem for Dundee United is to what extent they should hold what they have, and to what extent should they come looking for a second. Being pushed back now by Rangers, as you would expect. There's Jury. Well, it came back off McCoy. Welsh's header striking the Rangers striker. The Rangers redoubling their efforts.
This is a better ball into the middle, but I think Brian Welsh, who's had a good match, come and attacks it. Gordon Jury's on the edge of the box, but that angle he's never going to control it and get over the top of it.
Well, it was 1974 when United came here first. They lost to Celtic. They came back in 81 and lost to Rangers in a replay. Then back in 85, losing to Celtic. 87 to St Mirren, 88 to Celtic, 91 to Motherwell. Could this be the breakthrough? Robertson to Mikhailchenko. Now McCall. McCoy's losing his footing there. He tried to tame the ball, knowing Malpass was right behind him. Chance on here for Bowman. It's a great pass by Malpass. Maxwell fully committed. He had to be. The referee takes the linesman's indication that it is a goal kick. Well, I think, in fact, in fairness to the linesman and referee, that Maxwell played this against Bowman.
All credit to Alan Maxwell. You know, he recovered it, and he did well there, because had David Bowman got a hold of it, Craig Brewster up in support, and really Dave Bowman's taken a little bit of a chance arguing with the linesman at this stage.
Especially when he appears to